Perfect, 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 perfect.
Yo, we had a little glitch in the matrix there for a second. I don't know if you guys saw that, but here we are. It's Wednesday night, 9 p.m., and it's your favorite spot to hear some bare knuckle fight talk and some good old shit talk. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up, Kyle? And what is up to the chat? We are back, baby.
We're
We had a
back.
little hiatus. We had a
Every
hiatus going on.
a hiatus. Every time we take a week off, it feels like we've been gone for a month, and I'm like,
Yes, it
I'm like
does.
lost. I'm completely lost. I don't know where I'm at.
Well,
It's
we used
crazy.
to, Kyle. We used to take a week off if we did, and nothing would have had happened. Like there would be nothing that happened. We would miss no events. Nothing would
True.
happen. It would be one
True.
event every like 2 months. Now you miss a week and you miss two events. If you miss a week, we could stop. We could have an event 2 weekends in a row. Now we've missed 24 fights or more.
It
This is
is
wild
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah, they're doing events almost every weekend now. It is crazy to keep up with, especially yeah, as everybody knows. With you and I, we got our own
Tings.
full-time jobs, and we got families, and coaching basketball and all this
Ooh,
shit. It's just like a
basketball.
busy. Matter of fact, I got home from basketball about an hour ago. Ate some food real quick. Got myself upstairs in here, and here I am. We're going to talk to a couple of studs tonight, but before we do, shout out to everybody that's in the chat already. And we got all our regulars: Big Ben, Jason, the Cali boys are here. Corey Rivera, what up? Joe Ivy. But over on Instagram, we have a whole bunch of people watching right now too. Trinidad Snake, one of the best in the world at 165. We got Combat Loop MMA and Knuckles to Knives MMA. I mean podcast. I think they're Knuckles to Knife podcast. I think that's what they're called.
Yes,
But
knuckles
they're
to knives.
thank you guys for tuning in tonight. So we got a great show for everybody tonight. We're going to talk to the creator of the official celebrity boxing, but also XRumble Fighting Championship. We're going to talk to him about that and see what he's got going on. Damon Feldman, brother of Dave. Every BKFC fan knows Dave, but you got to know Damon as well. We're going to talk to Damon Feldman, and then after Dave, we're going to Damon. We're going to talk to Josh D-Day Dyer, who's going to be putting the light heavyweight title on the line. Not this weekend, the following weekend out in California when
Oh my God.
when it is the return of the Juggernaut. Man, it is a 4-year in the making rematch. This time, the strap is on one of their waists, and it's not Lorenzo. So it is a very interesting rematch, Mike.
Yeah, I am extremely excited for that. We were at the first event that they fought at. That was so long ago, and the dynamic there, just the dynamic in the building. Do you remember that? That was like that card was unbelievable. If you go back and look at BKFC 17, that card was
That was
wild.
Birmingham, right?
Yes, yeah. There was
Yeah,
so
that
many
was
things that
the.
happened on that card. That was a big event, and it was just so different and so much smaller. It was big in terms of history.
It really was, and
More.
it was the famous Mike Richmond didn't flinch at the weigh-ins and then
Yes.
completely murks Marcel Stamps the next day. It was the emergence of Zach Kalmus, made his debut against Bobo O'Bannon, and we thought he
Yep.
died 5 times in the fight that night, but he kept
Yes.
getting up like a
The
savage.
Undertaker.
It was unbelievable. Kalmus won over the entire BKFC fan base that night.
Yep. Frank
Frank,
Tate got put in the
Frank,
main event in his
Frank,
hometown and came out to Sweet
yeah,
Home, Alabama, and crushed it.
crushed it. I was
Crushed
climbing
it.
around in the rafters. Remember, I was up in the
Yes.
rafters above the
Yes.
ring. It was crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
man. Good
We met
memories
Tony
there.
Soto there. He told us he'd never do a podcast and he might not do bare knuckle. He's not really into it that much.
Yeah,
And
he
now
also
look at
choked
him now.
somebody. He also choked
Yes, he
someone that
did.
night, right?
Yes, he did.
what a
What
what
a
a
time.
fucking yeah. And then we went out till
What a
like
time.
5 or 6 in the morning with Mike Richmond and his crew afterwards. It was a
Yes.
hell of a night that
Mr.
night.
Pittman.
Yep, that was a hell of a night. But that was Lorenzo versus Josh 1, and now
Yep.
we get to see the run back next
Can't
week.
wait. It's gonna be great.
But we got a good show for you guys tonight. We're going to shout out our sponsor real quick, and then we'll get these guys going. We got Full Blast Clothing. Everybody sees them on the t-shirts and the hats of a lot of the fighters now. They're a clothing brand for the fighters and the fans. Hold nothing back and give it all you got in the ring and in life. Go see them at fullblastclothing.com. Check out their entire line and go over to Instagram and give them a follow at Full Blast Clothing on Instagram. I believe Mike is wearing one of them Dudley sweatshirts right now. Look at you.
There it is. That's it. This is one of them. This is a shirt, and it has words on it that say Full Blast. Go get some right now. We need to get them Mike and Mish Full Blast collabs.
Yep, they're coming
hurry
soon.
up with that.
Don't worry about that. But I say, like we get this show on the road. It's 9:05. We got Damon Feldman waiting to come on. What do you say, Mike? Let's do it.
Yeah, that's right, man. We've got a brother from the city of brotherly love, Damon Feldman, right after this.
This is my blues.
This isn't going to be just another fight night.
You want to see some action, you want to see a war, and see two guys putting it all on the line.
A lot more knockouts in boxing. You know, smaller gloves means heavier hands.
Shorter rounds, it's going to be nonstop action.
They should expect violence. They should expect violence. They should expect high energy and entertainment at its purest form.
December 13th in South Philadelphia, XRumble. It's not a fight, it's a movement. Let's fucking go.
Well, Damon dropped off like literally a split second before this happened. And I'm talking like a half a second. Hold on. Here he is. Hey, there he is.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
How are you?
Great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Damon,
I thought I dropped you off for a second. I went to click on the mouse, and the second I went to hit it, you were gone. I was like, did I just drop him out of there?
Well, it's actually my brother had to play around. So he's here. He said, what's up to you guys?
Oh, what's going
on, Dave?
Look at this. Look at these two. What's going on, Dave? How are you?
The brothers from the city of brotherly love.
There it is. What do you guys got going on? Why you
I was had dinner tonight, just hanging out.
Nice. Family dinner.
He's gonna do his thing, I'll do mine.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to get you on here. We knew Dave before we knew you, but we ran into you. I think the first time we ran into you was down in Florida at one of the Hollywood events. We did a interview there.
You interviewed me right before I just did the Lamar Odom Aaron Carter fight.
Yeah, we got to get right into this. You two, like, you come from a fighting family and a fighting background. Did you ever imagine, like, when you guys were starting off in combat sports, that one day you'd both be promoting on massive, like, worldwide stages like you are now?
Nah, man. I never would have thought it would have went this far at all, to be honest with you, man. I'm just thankful to God. Just hyped it up and, really appreciate it.
Yeah, and you just said the celebrity boxing thing. Before we get into XRumble and we get into what you got going on now, I'm fascinated by that. And Mike was like, I can't believe Damon Feldman is coming on our show now, because I've heard him on Howard like many times, right, Mike?
Yes. What do you have, like a direct line to Howard Stern? If you call up, they just let you in?
Well, he's not on air anymore, man. You guys are taking over, so. Now, Howard was good for a while. It was just but you move on in life. You go to different companies. I'm always on TMZ now. I'm glad to be on your show. You guys, your show's more important to me.
I appreciate that. That is great. Yeah, well, we love what we do, and as you know, you've met us in the past where we do this when we have time. We try to squeeze in one show a week at least. We're still full time for the Army. We're doing it for the flag right now, Damon. We're not so much doing it for the paycheck right now. We're doing it for the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but everything is good for us. But we love when we find some time in the middle of the week to talk some combat sports.
Yeah.
And God to get you on here, dude. So you have the celebrity boxing thing that you've been doing for years, and now you got XRumble Fighting Championship.
I'm so excited, man. Yep.
XRumble Fighting Championship seems to be okay. You're gonna have to just explain this, because there are these companies starting to pop up here and there with the 4-ounce gloves and a different rule set. And Mike Perry has the DBX down in Florida that he has all the time, but I believe DBX, you can spin and throw elbows and Superman punches and stuff like that. And I know there's a couple of these companies popping up overseas now. But what is different about XRumble, and what is the rule set differences that we need to know before we go in there and watch this?
One, I'm putting it on, so that's the number one thing, and number two, it's boxing with MMA gloves. That's what it really is. You're going to be able to do the Superman punch during the fight, and then they're going to start out as soon as the fight starts. They're starting out center ring when the referee yells XRumble, and here's our homemade gloves. With the company. We're going to win the belt. We also have our new, beautiful championship belt we just got done.
Nice.
So real excited, man. I'm putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this too, just like I did with celebrity boxing. And, we have some, I'm using all my connections with everything to make this work. Plus giving all the fighters their opportunity. So if they didn't get in bare knuckle, they didn't get in UFC, they didn't get a fight, they can come in XRumble and we give them the shot. 3 1.5 minute rounds and world, our title fights are 5 1.5 minute rounds. They battle it out. You can clinch and punch. So,
is the ring the same ring you use for the celebrity boxing? It's going to be the same style ring.
Yeah, regular boxing ring. We just blackened it out, really cool. And the referee is licensed with MMA and boxing, so it's going to be really cool and it's sanctioned by the Athletic Commission.
I imagine the Athletic Commission ain't giving you too much trouble about this.
Nah, they love it, man. I mean, they love it's because everybody's trying to do this. And there's a lot of companies doing fights without athletic commissions. That's how people get hurt. And that's when companies start getting banned and shut down. It's just not good. You got to do it by the book, and it works if you do it by the book.
Yeah. How are you recruiting your fighters for this? Do you already have a line of fighters like signed to XRumble, or are you having tryouts like the BKFC we're doing, or what are we doing for fighters over there?
Really just social media. We had one big sign up one time. A lot of guys signed up, and we have I don't know, man, we have 11 fights, amateurs on this card, 2 pro fights. We're going to solidify everybody this week, but it's pretty much signed up. I have Sam Orpiz. He's a former Bellator fighter. He's also an undefeated pro boxer, and he's my man. He's the matchmaker with the guy Dyer, and just we have a great team put together. It's all about having a good team, with the filming, everything, getting the right investors, sponsors on board, and the rest is history.
Would you call this a new sport?
Yeah.
Okay, because you got boxing and you got MMA, and then your brother came along with bare knuckle fighting. That's a new sport. It was already a sport. It just got legalized, and now that is an actual new genre of combat sports.
Sure.
What would this one be called? Is it? Do we have a name? Is it XRumble?
Yeah, XRumble, but it's XRumble Fighting Championships. If you see the whole thing,
right. So that's the name of the sport.
Yeah, exactly. And it's it's boxing, stand up, striking, and it's all about history. You can't just have no experience come in and try to put this together. If I didn't have any experience, then it probably wouldn't have worked. I know it's going to work. We have a great team. It's the future, and I think this is the new combat sports. It's regulated by the commission and with its own rules and regulations. We have a 3-fight exclusive in Pennsylvania to do it. Then I'm going to come to Florida, different areas, like to go to Connecticut, New England, wherever they, sanction it. We're going to put fights on, and you're going to see another phase of bare knuckle. I'm a real fan of my brother and what he's doing. And, there's going to be guys that don't want to fight bare knuckle, but they want to step in the ring with smaller gloves. This is their opportunity.
That's awesome. I mean, you already answered my next question. I was going to ask you, where are you going after Philly? So you said you're going to have 3 shows there. Are they all going to be at the 2300? Probably
there. And, might go to Pittsburgh too. We're talking about it. And, thanks to Ed Kunkel, Brian, from the state athletic commissioner, they're just phenomenal, man. They're blowing Pennsylvania up with real fights, and we're excited to be part of this.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to ask, for commentators, is it going to be the same commentators that you've had doing lately? You've had Terrell Owens on there.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay. I don't want to have any celebrities part of this. Former fighters. I'm not interested in UFC fighters. Anybody else to be part of it. I mean, if they want to show up. I'll give them ringside seats, but I want to start my own thing. I just want to, I have enough experience, notoriety to build this as a big deal, and that's what I want to do and give the fighters a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want some serious commentators, people who know the sport, who will talk about the sport, the intricacies of fighting and things like that.
Yeah, we definitely need
nothing
that,
against Terrell Owens, but he probably doesn't know as much as a boxer would know or a MMA fighter would know about fighting.
Absolutely. Are you guys applying right now?
That would be awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
Color commentators probably more than anything, because him and we kind of stay away from really breaking down fights because we don't train, we just watch fights, and sure, we could probably tell most people more about fighting, but not fighters themselves.
Sure. I mean, you guys been around, man. I remember Mike. Both of you guys. You guys been around. It's all about experience. You can't buy the experience. That's the whole thing in this whole game, especially fighting.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. You got to put your time in. They say you got to put your 10,000 hours in, and I believe that. You put enough time in, and you could become an expert. It's definitely gotten easier over the years to talk. I mean, when we started, I feel like we were lost in what the hell we were doing, and now it's just we jump on here and we just get going. It definitely helps. It definitely helps.
I'm proud of you guys, exactly, because you can't buy experience. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. You guys know how you're doing it, put it together. It's just from starting it down, the countdown to it and everything. It's just really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been, you know what? As a matter of fact, Tuesday, November 11th will be 5 years.
Wow.
I did the first episode of this show on Veterans Day 2020. And now, awesome. Yeah. Veterans Day this week coming up, we'll hit 5 years for this show. 357 episodes later, and I don't know how many damn events.
Nah, it's also, I got to tell you one thing, but you are in a clip of one of my sizzle reels. It's funny because you interviewed me and I had this jacket on. I got to show it to you. You're part of one of my sizzle reels for the reality show, I think, or something.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's funny because you interviewed me. I remember that.
Right. Down in Hollywood? That was down in Hollywood, right?
Yeah. Tyrone Woodley was there. That's how I met him.
So what reality show? Are we talking the reality show that you and your brother are working on?
Yeah. We're working on it, but I can't say too much yet. We're gonna wait till after a few things we have to clear up now. Then we're gonna do it. We have taped a sizzle reel. That's really cool.
That's
so really, really cool, man.
Love that. If you and your brother in this reality show kick off real, and it blows up, are we going to see an XRumble between Dave and Damon on?
I'll be honest with you. We should. I think we should have to do it and beat any other brothers there to do it. Let's just do it. 1.5 minute rounds, battle it out for 3 rounds. Let's do it.
How many times have you been asked to fight, Dave? I mean,
yeah, right. A million times.
How many people have said who would win, you or Dave? And come on, that's like.
Would you say that you and him are closer now than like ever with all the success that you guys got going on right now? It seems like just things are working out really well for the Feldman brothers right now.
Yeah, man. Listen, I thank God for everything, man. My kids, and it's just hard work, man. It's just, and it's not even hard work. It's doing the smart work. It's just the experience, doing it. But yeah, me and Dave get along well, and we support each other in different ways, and hopefully it continues that way. I wish him best, and we've always helped each other out.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's cool to see. I really love seeing that because I got an older brother too, and like we both went into the Army together at the same time, and Ryan went and did different things than I did, but we always we've spent a lot of time away from each other, but when we get together, it's like, it's a bond that can't be broken for sure. And I appreciate that.
I love hearing that. I'll be honest with you. I really do. It's really important.
Absolutely. Family's everything. But back to the XRumble, man. Where do we watch this? Where do we? I mean, I'm assuming you just go to the website to buy tickets, right? You can just buy tickets off the website. But like, if the people can't buy tickets and make it to the 2300, that is December 13th. Everybody that's paying attention, where are they able to watch?
We're filming it on Swerve Combat TV, and we're gonna also be on Triller TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're doing it on both networks. Try it out, and might do some more. We're just no pay-per-view, not interested in that. Just let everybody see the next great combat sport, the next great thing for free, and then the people get paid and enjoy it and get the right fighters, and just all the people didn't believe, now they'll believe.
Do you have any dream fighters you'd like to sign? People that you're like, I got this XRumble. These are the people I really need to get in here.
I would love to have Alex Perrier. It was the name. Pereira.
Alex
Pereira.
Yeah,
Pereira.
I would love to have him take on Mike Perry in it, maybe, or Mike versus Mike has his own thing, but Mike's a wild guy, man. He's not that great with boxing, but he's
a warrior,
right?
There's
something about that guy. When I saw him in Jersey and he fought Stevens, I really thought Stevens would give him a hell of a fight just because what he did with Alvarez, and I love Eddie, but the way he broke down Jeremy Stevens was, when I say brutal, it was more than brutal. It was like assassination. I'll be honest with you. It was just the way he broke it. I never seen anything like that. I'll be honest with you. And Mike is a tough guy. I like him a lot.
Mike Perry. You gonna say the quote, Kyle? You think of the same thing that I'm thinking?
I was gonna say no. You could say that in a second, but I was gonna say because that night, anybody who hasn't seen Mike Perry fight live, hear the way the crowd reacts to that dude. That guy is a star. He really is. And he's in the ring and he's spitting blood out like a freaking fire breathing dragon. He's just a complete maniac.
Well, here's the crazy thing. So I see him. I go to the hotel. It's probably about an hour and a half after the fight. I'm like, man, Mike must be pretty busted. He's not gonna really be coherent to say what's up. He goes, "Hey, what's up, Damon?" I was like, "Whoa, Mike, you good? Great fight, man." He was like, didn't even seem like
he was all swollen, right?
Yes,
he was all swelled up.
Mike was just like, I was like, "Mike, great fight, man. Congrats." He was like, "Oh, thanks a lot, Damon." I was like, well, it sounded like he wasn't even in a fight. It was like weird, but no, man, Mike's a different fighter, man. Like, as far as boxing is the one thing, there's MMA, then there's this bare knuckle. He's definitely the king of bare knuckle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought Kyle was thinking the same thing, because the way you describe how he breaks down his opponents, he likes to say, I'm gonna break your hands with my face and then your face with my hands. He is like, he comes forward like he's a steel beam. You know what I mean? And you're just trying to beat the guy up. And he even admitted after the fight, if you watch the Ariel Helwani mini documentary he did, if you watch that, I don't know if you did, but he's in there and he's talking about it. And when Helwani goes back there after the fight, he's talking to Mike, and he was like, "Mike, you seem like you're not that happy. Are you good?" And he's like, "Well, I'm kind of mad at myself because my boxing, I for some reason I need to get hit so many times before I can hit." And it's true. He goes out there and he knows he can, like, in practice, he can do all these different things when he's training, but when he gets in there, it's just something about, he's like a Terminator. He gets hit and he just puts his head right out there. He doesn't even seem like he's trying to dodge punches. He just knows he can eat them, and he just eats so many of them. Yeah. And you could tell he breaks down his opponent's will and physically, at the same time. But it's something to watch. When you watch that guy do this, it's amazing to watch him fight.
I'll tell you right now, Jake Paul fought him in bare knuckle. It would have been a total massacre, believe me. It was, that's all I'm saying.
It would be totally different. It would be not the same at all. Yes.
And I don't think Jake Paul would. I don't think Jake Paul would do that in a million years. No
way.
No, absolutely.
That's a different kind of pain too. They describe. I mean, I don't know the pain personally, but it's been described to us many times that there is a different style of pain, and you can see it in the fights when fighters get out there and they get hit. Who's going to last and who isn't from the first punch that lands. Some people just want out immediately. So, yeah, it's different.
Bare knuckle is definitely not for every fighter.
Would you say the XRumble Fighting Championship rule set is more similar to BKFC, where, like you said, that they start from a scratch line, right? They're going to start right in the middle, like in BKFC.
What?
What did you just say?
Come on, man. Stop this shit. I'm just
Oh, you
talking
just say
about-
bare knuckles not for everybody?
It's not. Fighting wise.
Go fuck yourself.
What are you going to do, man? Let's stop this stuff right now. This guy, you're going to start a fight on this show. This guy is unreal.
Fight.
You know,
Look at
viral right now. No, but it just, it's shorter rounds than bare knuckle, and it's, you're not going to get your face busted, so you're going to get knocked out.
But you can fight in the clinch, right? You can grip the back of the neck.
Yeah,
yep. Can you get somebody in like a whizzer and like under their arm, like hold their arm and hit them? Like, can you do something like that, or is it just
no, we're not going too
clinch?
crazy. We don't want to do all that. Just we want to really stick to stand up striking and boxing.
Okay,
that's my type of business. What I'm into.
And when a guy goes down to the mat, you cannot ground and pound like
they either get a knockdown or it's called a wave. Then
three knockdown rule. Is there going to be 3 knockdown rule? Anybody knocking anybody down 3 times in a minute and a half?
I'm sure there is. I'm glad you said it because I got asked the athletic commission and I forgot it's in their rules and regulations. So, but yes, they're going to battle it out. It's good.
I love it, man. Well,
you guys want to see me fight Dave, man? Come on. We already talked about it.
I know we did talk about it. See, we didn't even have to ask. See, when you don't ask, you receive. You see, we're getting it without even having to ask for it.
Listen, here's what he's doing. He's taking bare knuckle and he's putting gloves on it.
Dude, I'm not. Listen,
he's like a little bitch sport.
Dude, I'm not gonna fuck. This guy is crazy, man.
I love the dynamic.
Gonna help each other with this. We're gonna help each other with this. It's gonna be good.
Nice.
The
gonna
combat
be awesome.
bros, the combat brothers are taking over for sure, man. It's great talking with you tonight. Before we wrap up with you, any final words you want to tell everybody about this December 13th event and exactly why they should be tuning in?
No, absolutely, man. I mean, this is gonna be something you've never seen before, or you thought about, but it's gonna be something really action packed. Fighters can get their new opportunity, and it's going to be a whole new, start of like the whole new. We're going to be the new boxing, basically. That's what I'm going to say.
I love that, and you know what? As much as boxing has made its comeback now, it's still people are only tuning into the massive major name fights. Nobody's tuning into a Friday night fights or anything like that anymore. I mean, I hate to say it, but the days of like ESPN Friday night fights are long in the past. And unless it's a Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or or Bud Crawford's fighting or the big names, nobody's really tuning in. I think you guys are on to something here.
Yeah, that's why I think people will watch this, guys. I really do. Because it's going to be something, man. I want to see if this guy gets dropped in the first 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Something like that. But, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I just want it to be a great fight, wars, and a lot of action. I'm so excited about this. I can't stop thinking about it.
Let's do it.
Just imagine.
All right, Damon. That's great. Congratulations on the new venture. Maybe Mike and I will make our way down there if we have a chance with our busy schedule. You're only like a 4.5 hour drive from our house.
Not that far. We can
Mike, you got anything?
It's not a long drive from Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So that's the good thing about it. That's the good thing about it.
Absolutely, man.
I appreciate you having me on. I really do.
Oh, thank you for coming on. And everybody who's watching, make sure that you are tuned in. And if you can make it, you better get there. Saturday, December 13th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. XRumble Fighting Championships. Can't wait to see it. Fast-paced action.
Yeah.
Some knockouts, some cuts. I know you said you don't want people to get hurt, but I have a feeling people are going to get hurt. It's just people are just going to get hurt.
It's going to be good, man.
But they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay.
It's action, all action.
Yep. I can't wait. I like action. I like fighting. We don't want to see you brothers fight, but I mean, if you have to, you guys can settle it right now before we change over to Josh Dyer. I mean, we don't mind.
People want to see us fight. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I know. Yep. So, hey, maybe we'll get a tag team XRumble championship, brothers against brothers. We'll have to find the other brothers somewhere. I'm sure there's brothers you guys dislike somewhere that you can fight. So
let's fight Logan. Let's fight Logan and Jake Paul.
Oh yeah, look at that.
There you go.
There's no way they could beat us. No way. I couldn't see it.
You'd be able to show your face.
And don't get me wrong, they both they're tough guys, but it's all about the experience after the 1 or 2 rounds.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Well, once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Yep.
We got Josh D-Day Dyer coming up next. So stay tuned and watch the interview. Everybody else will be right back after this.
Later,
Take
Damon.
care.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well. Look at this guy. What's going on? Josh D-Day Dyer, the reigning light heavyweight champion of the world. What's going on?
Champ is here.
Dude, that's a pretty good photographer, isn't it? That guy gets all the best pictures. Give that guy a freaking raise. I've never had pictures that made me look that buff ever.
Stop it.
It's all about the angles, man.
It's all about the angles, and he had all the right ones. Oh, yeah, it's good to be back on the show. Shoot, that's been almost, every single year now for like about 5 years?
Yeah, we just got done telling Damon that Tuesday will be the 5-year anniversary for us. November 11th, 2020 was the first episode.
Impressive. Way to stick with it, guys.
Yeah, and we just blink our eye, and here we are 5 years later, 5 years older.
I remember sitting on some lawn furniture outside of the hotel the morning of the fights talking to you. You were the second interview, face-to-face interview ever that we did, right, Kyle? Outside when we did like the chair interviews, I think Chris Lytle and then Josh Dyer outside the hotel.
We did
17.
Yeah, at 17, but we did a few outside.
Oh, at Knucklemania.
Knucklemania with Chris Sorrow and couple other people. But he was there at the beginning. That
event was fantastic. There's so much that happened there. It's a lot of lore. There's a lot of lore. A lot of things happened. A lot of fighters from that card moved on to become champions. Like there's a lot. If you go back to that card, there's a lot of things going on there. It's really wild to look back at.
Yeah, I fought Hunt that night. Now I get to fight him again.
Yeah,
dude, are you guys going to be there?
We are not going to be there. No, unfortunately. I wish we were going there. I wish I'm at every fight, but
that's all right. I wouldn't be either if I wasn't fighting, dude. These tickets are outrageous, man. Everything's so expensive.
I thought you were going to say the planes are dangerous because they've been crashing.
Well, that's last year.
We've been seeing it.
Yeah,
that's so 11 months ago.
Yeah.
Whenever we're shooting down our own planes with Apache helicopters, but hey, who's keeping track of that?
Did you see the that UPS plane crash yesterday?
Shit. No, I missed that one.
In Louisville, Kentucky. It was nuts. There's a guy, right? There's a view of it. I saw one where people are just driving down the road and they're going crazy because there's a massive explosion. But there's a guy sitting in like an 18-wheeler or something, right? And he's got his dash cam. You can tell he was just sitting. He's probably just eating his lunch or something. He has his camera. All of a sudden, this friggin' plane is going across. Like one wing hits the ground, the other it's sideways, so the one wing is up, and it's just going across the ground, and flames are right in front of his car, probably like 100, 200 feet in front of his car, his truck, right across.
No way.
And you can see he was like, "Holy shit!" He jumps out of the truck and just starts running.
Yeah, I think it was the feds. It's weird. You never see the Federal Express planes blow up. The FedEx. It's always the UPS, who's their natural enemy.
Yes.
Oops, who would have thought? Oh, you made an enemy with the feds? Shit, now your stuff's blowing up.
Don't take my delivery jobs.
Yeah. Good old feds for us.
We got a question from the audience, and I do have to ask this one. This is a good one. Can we ask if Josh Dyer's son really choked him out or if it was staged? He wants to know. Did you really go out? Did you go out?
Bro, that legit happened. Yeah. I 100% did not think he was going to finish it. And so I was really trying to ramp him up. I was like, dude, you got to, just count to 10. I'm thinking I'll probably be out by about 7. Dude, I don't remember anything past 4. I just remember waking up and it clicked. And I was like, dude, Yes. I was like, he fucking got me. I'm like, okay. So now he thinks he's the toughest kid in school. They're like, every recess, kids are just like running from him. He's just like, I'm the baddest 8-year-old in the world. I'm like, well, we're gonna have to get you into MMA and figure it out. I was like, well, either way, if somebody breaks into our house and I'm handling 2 of them, feel free to climb up on the fridge and jump off and sink in that choke on somebody.
I'm willing to put my entire life on the fact that no kid in that school has ever choked out a bare knuckle champion before, ever.
No, I was really, really proud because he used to be really shy. He was a shy kid. And then he's like, I choked out a bare knuckle champion. And I was like, yeah, you did. So just so you know, that shit works. So don't ever do it on another kid. I'm like, now I'm having to give him the talk. Like,
yeah.
bro.
Well, yeah, he understands it. He knows how to wield the power, and he needs to understand it as well.
And you have him in jiu-jitsu? Is he doing jiu-jitsu?
No, I just figured why pay for it when I could just teach him from the best,
Okay, all right. My kids do it, but I totally recommend it for most kids.
Oh yeah. No, every day we wrestle. I'm more of a wrestler. I suck at jits, man. I suck at it. But I teach them a few things, but it's mostly just like top position. I was a ground and pounder. So I'm always like, hey, just get full mount. And once you get there, don't try to pull an arm bar, because if they get out, I mean, now they're on top. Just smash them. So
right.
I have my kids they're all mounting each other. I start one in mount, the other one's on their back. And then I'm like, all right, you on the bottom, you get up, one on top stays on. And then whenever they finally get reversed, I'll be like, all right, now you stay on top, then you're on the bottom. And I put them into bad positions, so they have to work their way out of it. And they love it. Every day they come home, they're like, can we wrestle? I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, today we're learning the ankle pick. Let's figure this one out.
Nice.
So I guess it doesn't make sense to send them to a gym anywhere if you could just do that in your living room, right?
Yeah, we go downstairs. We got the mats put up down there. So
nice.
Yeah, they got a ton of energy, man. They're bouncing off the walls left and right. So I'm like, all right, you guys gonna go wrestle or something, because it's way too much me and these kids.
How old?
I got a 9-year-old down there, and then 8-year-old, and then a 6-year-old. Turning 7 next month.
You got one in the middle. I have a 9 and a 6-year-old, but they're girls, 2 girls. They're a little wilder than I thought girls would be, though. I have to admit that.
Dude,
White boys, but they're
my 9-year-old. She's a beast. She's a beast, dude. She tears her brother's asses up, and they both outweigh her, but she destroys them in wrestling. Like, it doesn't matter. She gets those hooks in every time, and I'm just like, they'll try to like roll like constantly, and she just lets them roll underneath her, and she just always stays on top. I'm like, you're pretty good. I'm like, we're gonna get you into wrestling for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, she could take advantage of that right now because she's got the.
She's a beast. She's skinny as hell, lighter than the rest of them. But yeah, nobody can get away from her, no matter whether they're standing or not. She gets on top of everybody.
That's sick. Well, I don't think you have to worry too much about your kids, my friend. I think you got you got a good little, as Scott as Howie says, Dyer has a tribe. Like, you got.
That's the goal. I'm just trying to grow it. Gonna get that community built. We're gonna be the community, man. We're gonna save the world.
Listen here. You have a fight coming up, and we're going to talk about this because we talked a little bit about Birmingham. That was the beginning for us. But 4 years later, you are actually fighting Lorenzo again. And now Lorenzo was on here last week and had a few things to say. I'm sure you saw them. How much better are you now? And is he's downplaying how much better you actually are now? You as any fighter who's promoting a fight will do. He's trying to sell the fight. But do you think he's downplaying your progression in the game of bare knuckle, and just how good are you compared to when he fought you 4 years ago?
Well, I'm pretty hard on myself, so I grew up in a military family. Nothing's ever good enough. Everything can be better, but it's a good thing. If you're going to do it to the best of your ability. I learned that since I was 5 years old, man. Just do it better. And I'm always critiquing my style. I'm always fixing things. I'm always trying to be like, whatever I did wrong, I try to make it better. But I a lot of times forget how good I am and how much I've evolved. And I recently had a fan reach out, and he was just like, "Hey man," he's like, "I used to never watch this. I watched, UFC. I did a lot of like journalism for them, low commentating, and I've never like even heard of BKFC, And then one of my buddies we were chatting up, and I asked like, what else should I look into? And he's like, you should look at BKFC. And he's like, oh really? I don't really know anything about it. And the guy's like, no problem. Start with the champions, and specifically look at Josh Dyer. Go back and watch all of his videos. Start in the very beginning and work all the way till now, and you'll see what an evolution of a fighter truly looks like. And he reached out to me, and I got a chance to do an interview with him, and he explained everything. I was like, holy shit. So then I went and watched all my stuff, and I'm like, God damn. I was like, I have gotten better, like sometimes you're always training. You kind of just forget what you were like 4 years ago. And I watched it, 4 years ago, man. I'm rolling through there with a pair of board shorts and freaking pockets hanging out, freaking wrestling shoes on, and no team, no manager, no anything, dude. I didn't have anything. I got set up to lose that fight, against Jared Warren. He lied about everything. My manager did. And so I had nothing, and now I got one of the best teams in the entire business, champion, took out Mike Richmond. My footwork is extremely perfect, damn near. It's always getting better. My power is tripled, and it's really sad that if he doesn't see that, because I've always looked up to Lorenzo, and if he makes the mistake of underestimating me and I finish him in the first round, I'm going to actually be a little upset, because it's like, either way, it's the Dyer era, in my opinion. I'm going to tear him up, but I want this one to be one that I remember, and I want that Hunt to show up that was the old Hunt, because I don't want to beat old Hunt. I want to beat the old Hunt. I want to be able to beat that guy. And so I'm hoping he shows up and I get a chance to win that way.
Do you think that he won't show up that way because of the time off?
It's more
there has been quite some time since he last fought, and that fight,
months.
there was a little bit of time in between, and he didn't spend too much time in the ring in that fight as well. And then he did suffer that injury. I don't know how much that really plays a factor.
It's probably about 4 contributing factors, that I think that he's not going to be the same. 1, time off, but that's the least important. 2, guy's 42 years old now. He's creeping up. Time makes mortals out of all gods. And that's a sad thing too. I'm hoping that he's still got something left. 3, I think he made some changes in his diet, and I think he is now a lot smaller of a man. He's a lot skinnier, looks a lot more beatable. We all remember what Prime Hunt looked like, when it looked like his muscles were ripping through his skin, and he never got tired, and it's like every punch was like a Mack truck hitting you in the face. So if you're lucky enough to not get knocked out, you're like, holy shit, how do I not avoid that again? I think that I think it's going to be an easier fight. I think it's going to be a lot easier, and that's just not good for him, because I've gotten 3 times better at least, and I developed my own style. I put it together. I created it from the ground up. I wrote it out on pen and paper. It's tricky. It's hard for people to understand what the weaknesses are, and they don't know what traps. Like, the whole style is traps. Everything's a trap, so it doesn't matter what you do. It's the wrong choice. And he's going to have a hard time figuring that out. And, I think a lot of people are, when you create something that's here, everybody has a coach, right? Like, everybody has a coach that's like a really good boxing coach, and they work with you all the time. I have myself. I get in my basement. I freaking write it out. I study film. I'm like the New England Patriots of bare knuckle. I absorb everything, and I create tricks and, traps, and, and the whole time, that I'm getting my ring IQ better, I'm getting stronger and faster every fight. I was so pissed off. I'm like, 2 punches is what it took to take Wild Bill out. Should have only taken 1. I fight Richmond. I didn't get touched, but I didn't knock him out. So we got to change that. And it's like, every fight, something has to be better. And Hunt, I hope he appreciates the fighter that I've become since that night.
Would you say that you're in your prime right now?
100%, which is weird, because I'm 34. I shouldn't be in my prime. I really shouldn't be. But this is bare knuckle, and primes change when round durations change, and that's crazy. 2 minutes ain't shit, man. Like, I've gotten calls, in my MMA career, hey man, can you be ready on Friday? And I haven't done a push-up in a year. Like I've just been chilling, waiting on a fight, haven't been training, and I could go in there and do 3 3-minute rounds like it was nothing, 4, 5 3-minute rounds like it's nothing. And it's like 2-minute rounds is amateur, like, oh, I mean, it's amateur. Shit, I was doing 5 5s on a few days' notice. 5 2s is not shit. I mean, fight for 2, rest for 1. Fight for 2, rest for 1. Give me a break, dude. I mean, heavyweights can do this shit all day long. So it's just a big opportunity for people to be able to make it just a little older. They say that the power is the last thing to leave. Well, yeah, we see that. It's hard to watch when in UFC, but dude, I'm that guy right now. Like I've taken every strength I have and I've built a style around making those strengths devastating. My weaknesses I cover, I try to eliminate, I try to eliminate them so that, and then I'll bait weaknesses.
I honestly think you said it shouldn't be, but I disagree. 34 years old, 33, 34, 35, I think is when like Daniel Cormier was at his absolute best at 34 years old. George St. Pierre was at his absolute best in his early 30s. John Jones, early 30s, John Jones is untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd Mayweather Jr., like Floyd Mayweather in his 20s was great. In his 30s was unfucking stoppable. You know what I mean? It's like you're a grown man now at 34 years old. You have passed being a kid. You're still young enough to be a kid, but you're in that old man fucking strength era too. So you're smarter, you're more mature, you're stronger, your body's bigger and full grown now. I feel like 33, 34, 35, 36, like that window right there.
Maybe that's the sweet spot.
I think that is, dude. I'm in the, so like, you know me, 30 to 35 years old, I was stronger than I ever was in my entire life.
I agree.
I was also a gym rat. I wasn't a professional athlete, but I was like unstoppable in the gym between the ages of 30 and 35. Now I'm paying for it because my fucking joints are 65 years old. I feel like I'm broken I wake up and my hands are numb every fucking day, but you know what I mean? But like in that time, I mean, I feel like that's the sweet spot. Like you might be really entering your prime right now, and who knows?
It sure feels like it. Like I always try to I know that after 26, your VO2 max goes down by like, what is it, like 1% a year after that. So, I mean, you start running out of the ability to do things like super, super long. But as you said, like your IQ develops and it's like you learn like those first couple percentages of VO2 you might lose is offset by learning how to pace yourself properly and, learning how to be more efficient with every movement. And I think you might be right. I think the trade-off for the IQ and like the bone density and the power all coming together, maybe 34 is the prime age, 35, 36, because you're right. All the UFC fighters that were amazing were about 34, 33. And then it seemed like they just started going downhill after that, like 36, 37. You don't see too many hitting 38, but that's because you got new 30 to 35-year-olds coming up, like they're always creeping in there, hitting their prime. So
you don't see too many 38s in their prime until your next opponent came around. You know what I mean? Like Lorenzo Hunt
was something else.
Yeah, 38 to 40-year-old Lorenzo was the actual juggernaut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Before I fought him that night, I was in the back and I was like, God, he looks big. I'm like, I think I got this. And I stopped and thought about it. I'm like, dude, wait a second. This is a fucking 38-year-old man. I'm like, you're going to go beat him old man's ass, bro. Just go out there and handle business. Yeah. Then I found out that him at 38 still pretty gangster.
Yeah. I also think like talking about being in your prime, I also think things that are maybe there's a way to measure it, but I don't know. But like your pain tolerance, I think when you get at that age, your heart, which you can't really measure that. Just grit, not to give up, just things, because I feel like you've been through so much in life at that point, and you have a family too, and that adds to it. A lot of those things that you just can't measure, you have all that. You didn't have that in your 20s. It was like, I feel like in my 20s, I was fueled by alcohol and testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, just having a great time and just doing my thing. But like, then you start going through the struggles of life, and then you have a family, and then you have a reason, and then you have all these different things you went through, like emotionally and physically, like the pain tolerance. You get in there, you're not quitting. You're just going to keep going. Oh, that hurt really bad. I want to stop. I'm not going to stop. I've been through worse. In your head, you've been there. I just feel like all that just adds up and just complements that physicality too. I really do think that 30s are the new 20s. You know what I'm saying? People live longer, live stronger. I think I really do. I think you're better off at this age now, and you're only getting better. You're only getting, like you just said, 38. Shit, you got years before you get there. So,
dude, I got a pretty clean diet, I'm keeping myself fresh. I'm hoping, dude. I'm like, fuck, if Lorenzo can do it, I'm like, shit, I should be able to at least get to 38. I'm like, let me get 4 more years.
You know what? And we didn't mention this, but we've talked about this in the past. Your eyes. If you go back and watch that fight, I watched it again today. I watched it this morning. That played a role. Right? How much would it have changed? I don't know, but it definitely played a role because you were focused on that. After, I don't know when the first time that in your mind you started focusing on your contacts, but
1 second into round 1.
So there you go. That's on your mind. That changes things. And then after you got knocked down in round 1, you go to the corner, you're talking about it. Then it just kept coming up. And now you don't have to worry about that at all. Obviously, you've fought many times since then. But your eyes are totally different. I mean, it's like modern medicine is wild.
It's pretty crazy. And, but it's weird, but like, I'm grateful that I went through all that shit, because it's like, as tough as Lorenzo is, dude, I went through a lot of shit that night. Like, I haven't told people this, but dude, I was puking in the back before I ever went out there. I usually, I drank an energy drink like 2 hours before that. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, might give me a little energy later. Dude, it never digested. It just sat there and bubbled for like fucking 2 hours. And I was just like, is this, like, I'd burp and the bubbles are still coming up. I'm like, dude, if I puke in this ring, I'm going to get fucked. I'm like, oh my God. And so finally I was like, dude, I gave it 2 hours. I'm like, I'm going to go puke it up. And then my team's just like, all right, be careful, man. I had my hands already wrapped. I was just like, shit, went back there, stuck the thing up. I'm puking up like just endless suds from this freaking Bang energy drink. And I'm like, why did I drink that? I'm like, I know better than this. And freaking wiping my mouth off and everything. I'm like, all right, don't puke. We should be good. The fight starts. Round 1, 1 second in, Lorenzo throws a right hand. Boom, contact's gone right off the bat. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. So now I got to basically survive round 1 against the fucking juggernaut and try to not get, knocked the hell out. And so in that, I got dropped for the first time in my entire professional and amateur fighting career. I've never been dropped in 30 fights until Lorenzo punched me in the throat, like right before he went through it. And it was almost like a judo chop from Austin Powers. You ever see that?
Yeah, judo
chop. As a fighter, I'd watch that scene. I'm like, ain't no fucking way that would work. I'm like, nah, you got to choke someone for like freaking 5 seconds before that shit would ever create a blood choke. But when Lorenzo punched me in the freaking throat right here,
yeah,
lights out, dude. I was like, I remember waking up and the ref was like, you want to continue? And I was like, sure, let's continue, man. What are we continuing? And he's just like, I look over, I see the juggernaut. What the hell is he doing here? And I was like, all right, cool. Stand back up. And I was just like, oh God, I can't see. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in a fight. And I've been blind since fucking 1 second into round 1. I was like, we got to get to the corner. I see Austin over there. I'm like, round 2, I could actually see the whole time. No, nothing against that. But it was a struggle, dude. And I think I'm so prepared for the juggernaut now, because I'm like, dude, I went through so much shit in that fight. I'm like, I went through the worst version of him on the worst night of my life. And now I get to go against him on hopefully the best night of my life. And I'm like, this is going to be something completely different. And I just hope I have what it takes. Like the skill I built, the style I built, I truly built by combining 3 different styles together. The switches by, Dominic Cruz with the hooks, and the switch crosses and the stand switch, all that stuff, and the angles and the T position. Then I went over to what's his name? Mike Tyson. You know, and I went over to Mike Tyson, you know, and I watched his shuffles, his shuffle hooks, you know, shuffling to T position, shuffling to southpaw, cutting off the angle while switching to southpaw, landing the right hook. And I was like, dude, I'm like, Dominic Cruz he was the least hit fighter of all time in the UFC, least hit and champion. Nobody touched him for 7 years, damn near. And I'm like, but he was nicknamed the Decisionator because he didn't have the power. But I was like, what if I combined his elusiveness with Mike Tyson's power? You know, what would that create? I'm like, fuck, that might just create a dangerous style. And so I started blending them together. I'm like, all right, this to that, this to that. So I got to scoop, I got to slide. I can't be doing shit the same way. And I created a style that within 9 months of practicing it, took out Dakota Cochran in 90 seconds. You know, I was like, okay, so it kind of works. Let's continue. And I think I'm actually proud of what I built. You know, like I didn't have anybody help me with this. You know, it was just me. And it's really fun. It's fun to be creative. It's fun to try new things and have it work when the whole time your mind is like, am I making a big mistake? Did I just drink the Kool-Aid? Every other fighter out there has a world-class coach damn near. Like, why? I must be really stupid to think that I could be that, you know? And I thought that. I almost ran away from the Dakota fight in the locker room. I'm like when it finally hit, I was like, dude, I think I might have made a mistake here. I was like, there's no way this style is going to fucking work. There's no way. I'm like, if it would work, somebody else would be doing it right now.
You ever see the things online on social media where it's like a picture of like this weird looking fighter, but it's like it's like John Jones's brain with fucking so-and-so's right hand and
yes.
Conor McGregor's left hand and Jose Aldo's right foot and this and that. It's like you actually did that in real life. You built one. Good job.
It
Josh.
was basically like that, you know, and the only problem was that I couldn't. It was really hard to blend them perfectly until you added Muhammad Ali's that floating jab step that he likes to do forever, you know, when he's just like, you know, skipping. That was the secret, you know, combining that footwork pattern, blended the two. And I was like, that right there works out. And I don't do it too much, but I do the footwork pattern. You know, the footwork blends the style, you know, so it's like I'm floating against William Albrecht, floating. And then he commits, and then it's Dominic Cruz T position, and then it's Mike Tyson left hook. Boom. And it's like, good night. It just worked. It worked exactly the way I planned it. He ran right into it. And I'm just like, it's really fun. It's fun creating things like that.
So if you go out there on November 15th and successfully defend your title and get that win back against Juggernaut, what is next for you? You were making noise at the summit with Mike Perry. You made it very clear that Mike Perry was somebody that you've had your eye on. What would be next for Josh Dyer? Not looking past Juggernaut, but you know, say you go out there and you're successful. What do you want to do next? I mean, you seem like you're in the best shape of your life, and you're smarter than ever. And you just told us this unbelievable story about mixing styles and like. To me, it sounds like the sky's the limit for you. So what happens? You go out there and get the dub. What's next?
Well, the next, I got Mike Perry's name on the list, you know, because it's a cool belt, right? It's the King of Violence belt. It'd be nice to have it. He's got a shitload of followers. It skyrockets my career, my net worth. You know, I wanted to use this to buy property. You know, like I want to buy a nice, you know, chunk of land outside of town, get my chickens, cows. You know, I never thought I wanted to be a farmer. You know, I'm always like, oh, being in the city's cool and the fast life. But I'm like, with the way everything's looking, I just want to get my own land, say fuck everybody and do my own thing. But I think Perry would be great. I think that Jake Paul sounds like a fun time. I don't think that he would ever allow it. But I mean, I'm going to be name throwing. I'm gonna be name dropping this dude, and eventually maybe we can get something set up, and maybe we can crash Netflix again or something. Like, but I'm trying to do it. You know, like I want to go to the top. I think that I create a dynamic to where I think bare knuckle would be brave enough to put me up against certain people. You know, I feel like Perry let us all down, you know, when he went over there, and even though Jake Paul's a baller, you know, he's secretly way better than anybody can imagine. He's a fucking stud. But with the history, you know, like with the Disney Channel shit, it's like most people don't have the IQ to understand how good Jake is. So all they're going to associate him with is being a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah.
And so now the king of violence in bare knuckle just lost to a fucking YouTuber. Like the sport already is having to overcome a ton of bullshit. You know, it's like we don't always have the best looking fighters. We got a lot of overweight people showing up. There's a lot of things that could like make this maybe just look like bare knuckle and maybe not the bare knuckle fighting championships, you know, that people imagine when they hear the name. And so I would like to help take us there. You know, like I would like to, become the person that's like, hey man, if you want to put us out on the big scale again, like I'm just letting you know, I'm not going to lose. Like I will literally secure you a victory against someone and make your actual sport look cool. Like I will do that. So I feel like it needs a little bit of help right now, you know, and it's up to us. You know, we're all working together. You guys are busting your ass. You know, I'm busting my ass, and Dave Feldman's busting his ass. But like we could all do a little bit better job. And so I'm just like, hey, let's come together. Let's make some shit happen. Let's pop off. Let's record it. Let's share it. Let's make this happen. You know, we want to make this sport grow. You know, we're competing with the UFC. I feel like they're a dying sport. I know, like they've got the fan base, you know, they've got all that fun shit. But I think this is it. You know, this is a very beautiful sport, but we can accelerate that. You know, there's always other organizations popping up. There's always competition. So we got to make sure that we're making ours look good. And that credibility goes a long way. So no more losing to dudes like Jake Paul and guys like that. So I'll be the collector. Just like, hey man, just let me know what organization you like me to crush, and we'll go crush it. And people can look at us like, oh, so these guys are better than BKB. These guys are better than UFC. These guys are better than real boxing. I'm like, we could do some fun stuff with this.
Wow. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. If we talk about Perry, and yes, in his last fight, he gained some respect back, right? He went in there, he fought, he reminded people who he is when he fights bare knuckle. It's different. It's not the same. We just kind of talked about it with Damon Feldman. However, I know Dave Feldman has even went on record and talked about it. It did crush a little bit of the credibility because, in fact, as you said, not opinion, this is a fact. People looked at him like, hey, you just lost against a YouTuber, like you said. And it made him look not as good, not as tough, not as hard to beat. Oh, he's a bare knuckle champ. It definitely knocked him down a couple pegs for sure. It did. It was not beneficial. It was beneficial to him, I'm sure, pocket wise, you know, it fattened up that bank, you know, them pockets, but it definitely killed his momentum. I think I do. And he was doing really well, and he still is doing well. I mean, I'm not gonna overall, he's doing fantastic, right? I mean, but he did, and I agree with you. Yeah, the sport growing, being still new. Yes, it's been some years here, but it's still fresh. And they do have a lot like the undercard the other day. And I get it. There are some fighters, they're new. They're first time fighting. They don't know if they're not really practicing bare knuckle, right? You're not training. You kind of are, but you're not, right? You're not going in there and punching each other in the face in training with bare knuckles. Then they get in this ring, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, you know what? I actually don't like this, you know, like immediately. And you can see it in the first few fights on a lot of the cards, and sometimes a little bit, I don't know what the correct word would be for it, but I get a little embarrassed sometimes, if that makes sense. You know, I'm like a little cringy, a little bit like, oh my God, I don't like the way it looks sometimes, because I want the sport to grow too. And I'm like, if people are watching this for the first time, they may go, oh, this is bullshit. And they don't make it to the top fights where you see you fight, or they see a Lorenzo fight, and they see an Elvin Brito, or they see a Britton Hart, or whoever, you know what I mean? They don't see that. I don't want that. I don't want people to watch the first 3 fights and then just go, fuck this. These people don't know what the hell is going on. They look like a bunch of overweight bums that are falling apart. I'm not saying that's what they are, but sometimes it does come off that way, like it's just a freaking free-for-all. And people are out in less than a minute, 3 fights in a row, and it seems like nobody knows what the hell is going on. I don't like that. Sometimes it does drive me nuts a little bit. You know? So.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's I don't want to like
Yeah, you don't want to. I don't want to talk down about fighters. They're trying to get in there and try something new. But yes, it does.
We just got to be better at like scanning these guys. You know,
Yes.
like
Yes.
we got to make sure they are like. I mean, we could have at least like a physical standard. Like, can we at least have a standard that like people that show up can at least look jacked? Like, can we at least like even if they can't fight, can they at least look jacked? Okay, like Yoel Romero. Okay, I don't think he can do bare knuckle, but he sure fucking looks like he can. So I'm like, I'll hop in there with that dude. Let's bring this guy in. You know, can we just at least make everybody in the sport look jacked? Because everybody that doesn't know shit is going to assume that these guys are amazing fighters because they're jacked. Just like every hot dumb blonde chick thinks that a fucking Corvette's a Ferrari. Doesn't matter. If you slap some Lambo doors on it, you can save like 500 grand and they're not going to know the difference. Okay. So can we at least make them look jacked? And that way, if they lose, we just assume the other guy must be really fucking good because he beat a big jacked guy. You know, like it's not that much to ask. You know, like we've got thousands of fighters in reserve right now waiting. Like, can we at least like scan a body profile? Like that would make me like way more proud to be in the sport. Like, all right, guys, this is what I do. Holy shit, everybody in there is like fucking benching 700 pounds. I'm like, yeah, man, it's the best. It doesn't matter. I mean, these dudes will take the $1,500. These guys are fucking broke. How much money they eat for again working out and shit all the time. It's an expensive hobby. You know, yeah, okay, we'll go fight somebody for $1,500 and pay for our protein for like the next 6 months. Let's do it.
You know, Roberto Armas is in. Sorry, Kai. Roberto Armas is in the comments, right? And he does say, "Hey, hell, I like to see fighters that get KO'd in a minute." As do I. And he, you know, I have two bums want to fight. I'm going to watch it. And guess what? I did. I have them. I still have them. I have bum fights 1, 2, and 3 on hard drive. But here's the thing.
What's up, Roberto?
Here's the one thing, and I love it. I love it. Whatever. I'm going to keep watching. I'm a diehard, but not everybody's a diehard, but also there's that part that it's professional fighting. You know what I mean? So like,
oh yeah,
bum fights is not professional fighting. I will watch that and I will watch professional fighting. And I think that's the change there is we're moving to professional. So sometimes people look not that professional. And maybe they should fight, but there's no real like amateur. You know what I mean? It's like they're just thrown into professional bare knuckle. And that's when they find out I'm not going to be a professional bare knuckle fighter. If I hopped in tomorrow, I probably am not going to be hey, I'm going to fight professional bare knuckle. Then I get in tomorrow night and I go, you know what? After 5 seconds, I'm not going to be a professional bare knuckle fighter. But you're seeing that. And, people are deciding that in front of the world. So it's very tough, you know?
Yeah, it is. I think that it would spread a little faster too. But yeah, if you can't fight, you got to be jacked. Okay, if you can fight and you're not impressive looking, who gives a shit? That's fun as fuck to watch. But you at least got to be able to fight. So it's gotta be one or the other. At least that's how I'd run shit. I'm like, every gym has like 40 fucking dudes that would love to be able to say that they fight for BKFC. So like I see these dudes all the fucking time, and every one of them thinks they can fight. It doesn't matter because they all look like they can. So I'm like, dude, you want $1,000 and you can be on TV? Sure. Do you want no money and get to be on TV? Sure. Okay. So let's go do it.
Right. Well, Josh, we are excited to see you fight next week. Before we wrap up with you, I do want to ask you one last quick question related to the fight. When they announced you in Redneck, it was almost like that fight went away before it was ever even announced. What happened there? And like, when did you know you weren't fighting Dave and you were fighting Lorenzo? Because hold on, because when we were in Newark, we were talking about the whole Mike Perry Connor incident on stage, talking about you will fight for a world title or you'll be gone. You're just going to be a fart in the wind. That's what Connor said. And we're like, good. They're going to finally make Dave Mundell versus Mike Perry for the 175-pound title. Then that night at the event, they announced you are fighting the Redneck. Then afterwards, we're like, wait a second. Why are they fighting? When this whole Perry thing just happened and Juggernaut's here saying that he's back. That night we were like, why don't they just pull Dave Mondell from that fight and give Lorenzo the rematch against fucking, like, I swear to God, we were having this conversation that night. We're like, why don't they just take him out of that, put Lorenzo in that spot, let him fight November 15th against Josh Dyer, and let Mike Perry and the Redneck fight at Knucklemania 6 in February. It makes too much fucking sense. Why would they even think twice about this? And then, like, a few days later, that fight was gone, and now you're fighting Lorenzo Hunt. So, like, it seemed to happen fast. When did this whole thing figure itself
Shit, man,
out?
maybe that was always the plan. Who knows? But I found out watching the fucking fights. I was just like, I'd gotten a call, and my manager was just like, "Hey, I think it's Redneck," and I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Cool." So they're gonna like send contract, and he's like, "Yeah." So we just got to agree on numbers. And so I was like, "Boom." I told them what I wanted. They offered less. I was like, "Nah, I want more." And so I was just waiting on to hear back. And then all of a sudden, I'm watching the Perry fight, and then all of a sudden it says we're fighting each other. And I'm like, so I guess they accepted my numbers, because I'm like, I haven't signed a contract yet. So I'm like, technically, they just put themselves in a tight spot, because I'm like, now I'm going to ask for more, because you already advertised and I haven't signed for it yet. You just put the ball in my court. I was like, oh shit. And then I just never got a call about a contract. And so, but I was like, I'm just going to start advertising for it. I'm like, regardless, I'll just sign the deal whenever it comes through. We'll get it. And then I didn't hear anything. I was like, where the fuck is it? And then I got a call. Hey, fight's off. Yeah, we don't have anything right now. And I was like, oh shit. So I've been training my ass off, these last couple weeks, the last basically 2 to 3 weeks. I've been training, thinking about this. And then a couple days later, get the call back. I'm like, all right, Lorenzo. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm like, I just want to fight, dude. Let me fight. I was like, I've already been invested in this camp. And I'm like, I was already preparing to fight Dave, so I'll train a little harder and we'll fight Lorenzo. Deal. And he's just like, all right, let's call. And I told him how much money I wanted. And, they hit me back and they're like, yeah, we'll do that. Plus a $10,000 win bonus and a $10,000 knockout bonus. So I was like, holy shit, you guys must like really want me to take care of this guy for you. I'm like, I can do that. I'm like, I know they might've been hoping that Richmond took care of it. He almost did, but I'll take it from here.
Wow. Yeah, that whole thing just came out, like the U versus Redneck came out of nowhere, to even to like me and Mike, who are kind of like on the inside and know a lot of things. Like when we first heard about it, we're like, really? Like, why? I like nothing against like but like, why would they have Mondell fight?
I just thought Mondell was super ambitious.
Right. But I'm like, why would they? It didn't make any sense to me to do that when there's other 175ers out there, and there is Jomi and Jared, and we did know that Lorenzo was making his comeback. It just didn't make any. I mean, it made sense. It made sense for fight fans. Like, yeah, sure,
right?
We're absolutely gonna watch Dave Mondell fight Josh Dyer. Yes, those are two of the best in the world right now. Sure. We are absolutely tuning in. Does it make sense in my fucking fight fan brain?
Divisional?
No. I truly thought they were trying to see who they wanted to invest in to fight Perry. Because I was like, maybe they're looking for someone to like pull that Jake Paul shit again. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they want to see who's better out of me and Mondell. Give them Perry, because whoever fights Perry is going to become the next guy. That's a big opportunity. So I was like, man, maybe they're just trying to see who the better investment is. I was like, it's not terrible. But then when it all came back, I was like, maybe it was just a setup to get me back with Lorenzo. Like, either way, and we'll take it.
My final question for you, and then we'll wrap up here. What do you think would have been the tougher fight? Dave Mondell right now in the run that he's on and the kind of the prime that he's in as well, or Lorenzo coming back off an 18-month layoff?
I think Mondell's more skillful, but I think that the power that Lorenzo once had is truly a game changer. Mondell, he's a tough fight, but I mean, he's not Lorenzo. So fighting that dude is more like, I don't know, just there's so many other like win scenarios because you don't got to worry about that big fucking right hand. You know, that's a real big problem. And Richmond found that out. You know, I found that shit out. You know, like he's dropped a lot of dudes. And like I said, I've never been dropped in my whole career until I met Lorenzo. And I've never been dropped. So I had confidence, got smashed. And I was like, oh, so this dude hits really hard. So I'm going to have to be a little smarter about this. And it takes away a lot of attacks, you know, to that side of the body. You know, you got to be, if you're going to beat him, you got to go after, you know, you got to do some crazy shit and stay away from that right hand. And yeah, but Mundell, I mean, he's got that lead hook, but I mean, I don't feel like he's got Lorenzo power. How many 5-rounders this guy had? I'm like, he's good, but he ain't that good.
Well, either way, November 15th, you and Lorenzo, I am super fucking excited about this one. I wish we could go on to California for it, but things aren't so easy to travel for us right now. We're a little busy with work, Josh. But any final words you want to say before we let you go tonight?
Just get ready for the Dyer era. You know, I don't talk a lot of shit. I try to call things the way they are. And I could be delusional, but everything I've said, I've made happen for like 4 straight years now. So I'm going to just call the way it is. You know, like I think I'm going to finish him in round 4 at the latest. You know, it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to tear this dude up. He's going to get hit with so much shit. It's just going to be nonstop. You know, it's going to be a really, really fun fight to watch. So I definitely would tune into this one. Whatever, if they charge money for it, which they shouldn't, but if they do, pay it and let's watch this. And, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night. They've added other fights on there too to beef up that card a little bit. It is, I believe it was a fight night before, and now it's BKFC 84. I think it's had something to do with an event that they were going to do out in Dubai. It was going to be 84, and it didn't pan out.
Change some things around there.
They added a few, the Vidal versus David Simpson. They added freaking a few other ones on there. I don't know at the top of my head, but it's going to be an exciting event.
Lad versus Bintliff.
Yeah,
oh yeah, Shy. Yeah, I helped train that girl. She's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's an exciting event. You know, topped off by an exciting rematch between two guys we've been around for a long, long time. I can't fucking wait to see it, Josh.
Dude, it's gonna be an absolute pleasure, man. Yeah, and it's always a pleasure to be on here. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Mike. What else you got for Josh?
Josh, thank you for being on here. I mean, I was going to ask you a question, but you already answered it. You said round 4, so everybody. You heard it here. If you're going to be placing your bets, he's saying round 4. So when you're watching Dyer versus Hunt 2, and you're sitting back and maxing, relaxing outside, shooting some b-ball outside of school, hopefully not at fucking 11 o'clock at night. But listen, place your money there. That's where he's saying it's going to be. Everybody, November 15th, Palm Desert, California. I don't even know where the hell that is, man, but it's somewhere in the desert. You guys are fighting in the middle of the desert. They got you right in the middle of the desert fighting. I can't even believe it. That
sounds like a setup.
About that. We didn't even talk about that.
FBI has finally got me.
And dunes. And you, Lorenzo, a ring and dunes. And that's it. That's it. You guys are in the middle of the desert. But yeah, man, I cannot wait to see this fight. This is going to be so crazy. I can't believe it's been 4 years. It's been so long since this happened.
It's been a long journey, man.
I cannot believe it's been that long. I feel like it just damn happened.
I'll tell you what, you guys are dedicated. You guys work your asses off, man. You guys are friggin' on it. Oh, man. That's some impressive work you guys been doing.
We've been trying. We want to be the best bare knuckle podcast out there, and I hope that we are. And we're going to keep continuing, and maybe one day we'll be like Ariel Helwani level.
Shit, well, you're definitely the most accurate.
Everywhere, so that's what we like to do.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you. Accurate podcasters and accurate fighters.
No lies here. These guys are logical and legit.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Well, have a great night, everybody else. Stay tuned because we will be right back after.
Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's coming up next. Not on Disney Channel.
Josh Dyer defends in a rematch against Lorenzo Hunt. To the body. Dyer with the left hand. BKFC 84 from Palm Desert. Josh Dyer. And look
huge comeback without doubt. A massive win in his home state of South Dakota for Josh Dyer. Down goes Clint Henry.
That is the power that Dyer possesses. That's the punch he was looking for the entire time. As soon as he hit that, you knew that was going on.
Yes.
I can't believe we're getting to see part 2 of that, dude. That's insane, man. It's like we saw that fight 4 years ago live. And I really never thought again about seeing it again.
I know.
You know what I
when
mean?
it popped up, it was like, what? Of course we have to see that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I never even thought twice about a rematch between those two. And then it showed up. Josh became a champion. Lorenzo returned from his long layoff, and it's happening. It's freaking great, dude.
It is.
And I love both these. I like Josh and Lorenzo so much. They're both great guys, and we've been through a lot with both of them. So yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a main event, November 15th. I cannot fucking wait for it. I do have to say though, this past weekend before we finish up, and I do got to say I really enjoyed both of our conversations with both of our guests tonight. Tonight was fucking great. It was a good return show for us after a week off. Mohawk Esteban Rodriguez, dude.
Yes,
that guy is a star. They should let him and his energy loose. Just let him loose. Really. There's just something about that fucking guy, man. He is his energy is I can't even describe it. When you're around him in person,
yeah.
He is the most energy just freaking radiates off that guy. And
he's always yelling, he's just verbose, very let's go.
He's so positive. Yeah, dude, he's so positive. He is he's 6'5", and he's
smiling.
He's smiling, and he's got the mohawk. And yes, Ben says in the comment section, weird fight style, but it gets it done. It really does. He doesn't look like the greatest technical fighter at all, but he
goes in to kick ass.
He goes into fucking wreck shit, and he'll take some shots in the process. And I gotta tell you, dude, that fight the other night made me even 10 times more a fan than fuck. I already was a fan of Mohawk. I love our conversations with him. His fights have been great. After watching Saturday night and what he did in the main event against a really tough dude like Zach, he won me over again. And I was like, man, that fucking guy has superstar power. I mean, he has drawing. They shouldn't try to make him a star. They should put a little effort into marketing him, because I don't know, maybe I don't know what they're doing with Alessio Sakara, and that belt right now is around his waist in Spain, in Italy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they run it back with Camozzi or if that dude Walter Pugliese. I don't know if they give him I don't know if they give him a on the next Italy card. Do they do him and Alessio? Either way, I hope not either. I just don't know what they do with that belt. That 205 belt now resides in Italy again around Alessio Sakara's waist. When you got a guy like Mohawk, just freaking, just like a magnet for spotlights, and can't that dude is that guy. I think he's that guy, and I don't think they'll make that fight. I don't think they'll give him a shot. So. I don't know what they do with Mohawk, but they need to figure out how to market him more and like keep him active because he's super fucking entertaining and he's a great guy. Right?
Yeah. There's some fights there and in cruiserweight. Brian Atchison, Murat Kilomatov.
Yeah, we actually just talked to Murat. Yeah, that would be a good one.
So, and obviously Chris Camozzi, whether he's
Keep
a
him
rematch
busy.
or he's gonna fight, but he's got a couple of guys right there that he can fight. I think before, or he fights that guy Pugliese, whatever, the tattoo guy.
Pugliese.
Yeah.
Pugliese.
He's one of the tattoo guys. He's one of the two tattoo guys of the night.
But yeah. This is what I'm saying though. It's like if they're not going to do if you heard Dave on the Bare Knuckle show yesterday, he said he doesn't want to rush these people. He doesn't want to rush these guys and just
I
fight.
like that though.
And I like that too. And if that's the case with Mohawk, they have to keep him active. And a lot of fighters are. I do know a lot of fighters are not the happiest with how frequent they're fighting, and it's in every fucking organization. To be honest with you, I think every professional fighter would like to fight every 3 months if possible, if they can. And I think a guy like Mohawk that doesn't take much damage when he goes out there, win or lose, he doesn't take much damage. I would immediately be looking to get him on. Like right now, I would be looking to get him on the Knucklemania card because the Knucklemania card is going to be in February, or what they were saying February, but early 2026. That time frame seems pretty perfect to me. You put a guy like that has that energy and that ability to talk on a microphone and cut a promo. Dude, his build up to the fight was fantastic. The action in the ring was fantastic. His in-ring promo that he cut with Cyrus was fucking great. Like, I gotta just give a massive shout out to him for the total package that he put together for this past weekend's event. Just huge, massive shout out, Mo.
Yeah, I was blown away. I love that. These guys, they just swinging for the fences. Every time he goes out, he's like that. The way he fights is the way he carries himself at all times. Just high energy at all times. It's nonstop. He's nonstop, man. The guy has so much energy. He's like what Large Benjamin would be if Large Benjamin was a fighter. I feel like Large Benjamin, for those of you who are wondering, that's Big Ben in the chat. The guy's got a lot of energy for a guy that's like 6'5" or whatever the hell you are. Right? You imagine these guys are not moving around like that, but man, I'll tell you what, this guy's got more. I thought I had a lot of energy. This guy's got a ton of energy.
Right.
I imagine a guy that's 125, 135 pounds bouncing around like he does, but nope, he's a fucking big guy bouncing around like a maniac, like the great Cornholio, you know?
Yeah, if ADHD was a professional fighter, it would be Mohawk. If ADHD was a super fan of bare knuckle fighting, it would be Large Benjamin.
Ready? Hey, check this out real quick. Let's play this. Very short. Here we go.
I love it, son. You know what time it is? The most entertaining sport in the world. Let's go, man.
That is him all the time, not just in those moments there.
All the time.
It's all the time. After that stopped, he was still doing that. And he did that all night long. He never stops. He's always like that. Always like that.
Ben
he doesn't
says,
turn it off. He's always like that.
Ben says play his KM4 clip heading to the fights. Another ADHD.
Yeah.
ADHD. Yeah, man. It was a great showing by him last week. It was fucking. I hope they give him a big fight. Atchison would be great, and Murat. either one of those two would be fucking fantastic. Keep him busy. Keep him busy, guys. BKFC, keep these guys busy. They want to fight. They love the sport. They love the company. They want to fight. Let these guys fight. Let's go. Mike, Damon Feldman, David Feldman, those two guys got the world in the palm of their hand right now when it comes to BKFC, when it comes to combat sports. I'm actually pretty excited to see what XRumble is December 13th. Good for Damon having another freaking combat sport outlet. 4-ounce gloves, boxing in the 2300 ECW arena. That's going to be cool. And Josh Dyer versus Lorenzo Hunt. Couldn't be any more fucking excited about that one, dude. Unbelievable. Good show tonight. We do have a sponsor that we're just going to shout out real quick. You guys already know it. Mike's wearing the sweatshirt right there. Check that out. Hit the bullseye. Go bam. Bullseye. Full Blast Clothing. Go to fullblastclothing.com. Check out their clothes. Buy some of their stuff. Tell them Mike and Mish sent you. And then get over to Instagram and give them a follow. Full Blast Clothing on Instagram. Hell of a show, Mike. We got work tomorrow, and then you got a long weekend, buddy.
Long weekend. Veterans Day is coming up. I'm gonna get free food. You know what I do on Veterans Day? Go get free donuts. Go get free wings. Go get free this. They give so many free things going on. You guys want to take a guess on how many times I took advantage of free food over the years on Veterans Day? How many times? Zero. Every year. I look for that website, and it'll list all the places you can go. And I'll sit on the couch and I'll be like, "Oh, Steph, did you see that look at Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away free 6 wings. I'm gonna go pick wings up, and I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna get a coffee from Starbucks."
You never do any of it.
Nothing. I don't do any of it. Applebee's has got a free menu. You got to eat there, and then you could take the rest home. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna sit at the bar and order food, and I'm gonna go to all these places and get all these free meals. I haven't done it one time. I haven't done anything at all. I've wasted probably hours of my life at this point after 17 years in the military of looking at that chart, thinking of all the fucking free shit I can get and talking about it, and then just never doing any of it. It's so funny. I never do it. I've never done it ever. Have you ever done it? Have you ever actually been able to take advantage?
I am trying to actually think if I ever have, and I don't know. I don't know if I ever have.
It's fun to think about.
Yeah, it's funny, dude. It is funny.
It's fun to think about.
Hey, guys, it was a great show tonight, and thank you all for tuning in. And like I said, I brought it up, and I didn't even really think about it until we were talking to Damon and then Josh about it. Tuesday will be the 5-year anniversary of the podcast, which is phenomenal. I never thought it would be going like it does. And we'll do a show next Wednesday, and we'll celebrate 5 years. It'll be episode 358. I don't know who we're having on yet. Don't know who we're gonna have on yet, but we'll get some nice guests for you next week, and we'll just keep this thing going for as long as we can. What do you think of that?
Yep, we're going to keep it moving. You guys keep it moving. Have a good weekend. I know I'm going to have a good weekend, and we'll catch back up with all of you next week. What do you say?